Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today is our second reading in the 2025 series. Today is all about your love life. So we are going to be seeing what is unfolding for you in your love life throughout the year 2025. But just before I get into it, I want to give a huge thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. I am so excited to be working with Ana Luisa again because they are my absolute favorite jewelry brand. I wear their jewelry every single day in my day-to-day life and probably wear at least one of their pieces in every reading that I film. Their pieces are beautiful and timeless and perfect for holiday gifts. What I love about them is that they offer high quality, long-lasting jewelry at an affordable price with designs starting at just $39. Some of these I have had for years. I have accidentally worn them in the shower, I've left them on in a hot tub, and they do not tarnish at all. I'm so impressed how they've held up over the years compared to some other brands that I've purchased from in the same price range, and honestly some even more expensive. They also go with everything. I can wear these with casual outfits on a special occasion, and most of the pieces are quite simple and subtle, so you can layer them and they still look elegant. One of my favorite pieces is this C necklace. C for Carrie. Feels like it's just for me and it makes me feel special, like I'm giving myself a little self-love when I wear it. This kind of personalized piece could be a great gift for yourself or for a loved one, but honestly you can't go wrong with any of their pieces. I'm so happy with my little collection. They do have silver pieces too, by the way. I'm just obsessed with gold, and so all of mine are gold. Ana Luisa is currently running a massive holiday sale up to 30% off. Shipping is free anywhere in the US, and there's super affordable options for international shipping, and their pieces come in gift-ready packaging, so you don't have to worry about gift wrapping. Be sure to use my link to let them know that you came from my channel. I will have it down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much to you guys for listening to that, and now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So we are back with another 2025 predictions reading today. The last one that we did was more of a general prediction kind of reading. So we looked at any major shifts that were coming your way across all areas of your life. I will have that one linked down below if you haven't checked it out yet and you would like to. But today we are going to be focusing on your love life and what is unfolding in your love life during the year 2025. So there are 3 groups for you to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of these crystals up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. For my group number 1s, we have Angelite. For my group number 2s, we have Fluorite. And for my group number 3s, we have Aragonite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Angelite, this is going to be your reading all about your love life in the year 2025. This is the reading that we're going to be doing today. So basically there's going to be 3 parts to it. In the first part, we're going to see the overall energies of your love life in 2025. So we'll have a row of cards to represent what's going on at the start of the year and a row of cards to represent what's going on at the end of the year. And so we can see what is shifting for you throughout the year. Then in the second part, these are going to be a bit more personalized messages. So there will be a message for those of you who currently do not have a specific person in mind, and a message for those of you who do have a specific person. And I will put timestamps if you wanted to skip one of them, but of course you are welcome to watch both, because regardless of your current situation or relationship status, there may be messages in both parts for you. And then the third part is going to be a timeline of events. So we are going to pull tarot cards and look at what is unfolding from right now, the time that you are watching, through till the end of 2025. Then we also have an extended reading where we are going to see what would help your love manifestations in 2025 and what could possibly hinder them. We are going to see what time of year will be the most significant for your love life in 2025 and why. And we are going to see the long-term future of this connection. Hi, group number one. This is me from the future. I just finished doing your extended reading, and I wanted to mention that we ended up doing this as personalized messages as well. So for those of you who do not currently have a person, then we will see the long-term potential of any new connections coming into your life. And then for those of you who do have a person, we will see the long-term future of your current connection or relationship. Yes, back to Kino from the past. That's going to be the reading today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to turn on the air conditioning even though it's cold. Well, it's hot in here because I have a big ass light and my camera likes to overheat sometimes. So let's get into it. Starting with your energy at the beginning of the year, we have let go, clover, and magical girl in training. For your energy at the end of the year, we have change and transformation, fish, and transforming. Okay, so 2 cards repeating the same message. So it's very clear for my group number ones that your love life is transforming by the end of the year. I feel like for many of you, there will be some change in your relationship status. So going from single to in a relationship, or going from in a relationship to engaged, or going from engaged to married, something like that. It feels like there is some kind of leveling up. I don't know, could even be going from spouses to parents. You know, I just saw 333, which is the number of the Empress, and there's 33 here as well. So that could definitely be a message for some of you. If you are not thinking about starting or growing a family, please disregard that message. I feel like that's just confirmation for those of you who are thinking about that or manifesting that, because that just came through really, really clearly. But for most of you who chose this group, it's very clear that there's going to be a transformation in your love life and a positive change in your relationship status. At the start of the year, I do see you. It's not that you don't care about your love life, but I feel like you're just kind of surrendering. So I just heard like deleting dating apps. Some of you could be doing that. It feels like you're not actively trying to make this change happen, and it happens when you just let go. So for those of you who are single, this looks like you're not actively trying to find a person anymore, or you're not actively pursuing people anymore. If you're with someone and you're wanting things to move forward, it feels like you're not really actively pushing for it to happen or trying. You're like, let's just go with the flow and see what happens. And this is from a very optimistic place. I don't really see you doing this from a frustrated place of like, oh, whatever, like I'm just gonna give up. It actually feels like with Clover here, you're just really enjoying life and you don't want to put too much rigid expectations on your life. This may actually be a theme for you in 2025 in general, across all areas of your life, where you trust spirit, you trust that you're going to be blessed in the perfect way at the perfect time, and you're just flowing. I do think that 2025 is going to be a lucky year for you in general, and for your friends, and for your loved ones, because just looking at all of these, it looks like a circle of friends gathering and they all have their 4-leaf clover and it's raining clovers on them. I feel like you and your friends are going to be blessed this year. And this does also give me the vibe of a group of close friends who are spiritual and who are manifesting together, especially with this magical girl in training. So this could be an energy of like you and your besties are manifesting your soulmates together, or you are manifesting the developments that you want to happen in love together. And manifestation in general could be a big focus for you at the start of the year, and you are manifesting through just letting go and trusting. If you're taking that approach right now to manifesting, I want to confirm to you that that is absolutely the best way for you to do it. That's where you're going to see the best results. And then by the end of the year, we have this energy of change and transformation. And I'm sorry, but when I look at this tiger holding the fish in the bowl, the first thing that came to my mind was I caught one. I caught one, and I just heard you hit the jackpot. So for those of you who are looking to meet somebody this year, you definitely are. And yeah, like, don't you say it's a catch? Well, not it. That person is a catch. So you are finding someone who is a real catch and who is going to bring a lot of blessings into your life. This person could be wealthy, because that is a meaning of the fish card. So you could be manifesting a relationship with someone who is wealthy. If you're already in a relationship, your partner could be becoming wealthy. You could even be becoming wealthy together through a joint project, or just through your own individual efforts. You're growing abundance at the same time. But I can say for sure that your wishes with regards to your love life are coming true within this year. I also like that we have 2 and then 3, 4. There's just a feeling of progress being made, because we're going up the numbers in order. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go into the personalized messages. We're gonna start, okay, let's start for those of you who do not have a specific person. So you don't have a partner, you don't have a love interest. If you do have a person and you would like to skip this message, you can go to this timestamp, which will also be down below, so that you can just click on it. But of course, you can stay for this message. There might be something here for you. A message for those of you who do not have a specific person. So you are single with no person of interest at the moment. What is happening for you in 2025? We have break. And we have, I am afraid I will hurt you. Okay, I'm looking at the imagery, and I feel like this is you. You're this person who's taking a break, and then Cupid just comes and hits you with their arrow. So it's really being confirmed. I don't think that this group, you're finding love when you are actively searching for it. I think you're finding it when you least expect it. And I think that's what this word break is talking about. Like taking a break from love, so to speak. It's not really your main focus. You're focused on other things. This could also be indicating that love will find you when you are taking some sort of break in life. So for example, maybe you're taking some time off work, maybe you are on a school break, or you're taking a gap year or something like that. You're in sort of a period of rest. And I kind of want to say that this person comes out of the blue. Also, looking at this image of the people sitting down and having tea together, someone might ask you out for like coffee or tea, and it's just something very casual because they're being cautious. I feel like more than I'm afraid I will hurt you, it could just be that both you and this new person are sort of wary about getting hurt. You're wary about rushing into things and then like having your heart broken. So I feel like this is a connection where it's going to be taken slowly and cautiously. And it just seems like you're not diving into like serious dates. Because, you know, there's just something about a casual coffee date during the day that it feels less nerve-wracking, and maybe you can be a bit less pressured, a bit less nervous. You could be shifting from an energy where like you would have connections that became really intense really fast and then the person just ghosted. You know, that kind of cycle of getting building up and it's hot and heavy and then poof, they're gone. And this feels more like a slow burn. This could even be a situation where you are starting as friends. I also just heard, can I sit with you? So it could be, you could literally meet someone because they're like, is somebody sitting here? And then they sit down next to you, whether that's on a train, at a cafe, something like that. It does feel like they're going to be the one to approach you while you're just chilling. You're not even thinking about it. And it's funny that this is a number 6 because that's the number of the Lovers card. When you're not even thinking about attracting love is when you're actually going to be a magnet for it. So let's roll a couple of dice and see what else you need to know. We have the Moon and Leo. So you could be manifesting someone who has the Moon in Leo, but in general, or this could be you also, Moon in Leo, also Sun in Cancer. In general, I feel like this indicates somebody who is going to really help bring out your inner child. And the traits that you bring out of each other when you're together is your playful side, your humorous side, your side that is not afraid of being loud and silly and goofy, and also your creative side. You really help each other realize your innate gifts and talents and encourage each other to share them with the world. If you have any hobbies or interests, especially like creative talents that you do behind the scenes or behind closed doors, I feel like this person is going to be someone who encourages you to share those gifts with people, to perform or to do it in front of people, or to possibly even, you don't have to monetize what you're doing, but just to share it with people, to let your gifts be seen. This is someone who's going to encourage you to do that in a gentle way. It feels like a kind of sweet, innocent, childlike, sunshiny type of connection, very pure intentions. This is someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. So they're very honest about how they're feeling. It's coming through, they're not like overbearing or oversharing. They could in fact be kind of a soft-spoken person, but they're always genuine. And they will always share what's on their mind and always share what's in their heart. So any hints about meeting this person, something about a break, a seat, like being sat next to this person, or maybe sitting across from this person, maybe like your desks are close to each other. I just heard something like that. You're sitting near each other. Anything about like coffee or tea or cafes, something like that could also be a significant hint. The purple flowers in the background are jumping out at me. Yeah, Gemini energy could be significant too, because we did have a bit of that lover's energy here. So let's see the message for those of you who do have a specific person. So you do have a partner or you do have a person of interest. If you want to skip this part, you can go to this timestamp, which will be down below. You can click on it. Of course, you are welcome to stay for this message as well, because there might be something here for you. Let's see. Personalized message for my group number 1s who do have a specific person. what is going to be happening for you. So we have lost, and we have this imagery of a fork in the road. And we have send me a text. Okay. It looks like you and your person are going to be faced with a big life decision, and it feels like one that you have to make together, because we have, you know, this person is holding hands with the rabbit and they're coming up at this fork in the road together. And this might be a hint for some of you, because if you currently have a specific person of interest, but your lives are not really blended together, this is a sign that in 2025 they are going to be, because you have to make a decision together that affects both of you, you know? And if you're not really close with someone like that, that wouldn't happen. So I feel like that's a hint for some of you. You have to make a big decision about the direction of your life. And this red hood reminds me of the Eight of Cups. I feel like the Eight of Cups person is wearing a red cloak, or they're depicted like that in some deck, because I just got that imagery very strongly. So maybe you have to choose if you're gonna keep doing something or if you're gonna end something. I don't think this is about like, are we gonna stay together or not? Because this looks like a very cutesy kind of communication that you're it literally says you're so cute and you're holding hands. So it's like, which direction are we gonna go together? And that could be something that's the main focus throughout the year. So it's kind of a long-term decision. This could be, oh my God, this could be so many different things, but it's gonna require a lot of communication between the two of you, because you have to, I feel like both of you want different things, and it's not like you're at odds about it. I don't really see you butting heads. It's just this mutual recognition that you both want different things. And so you have to communicate very thoroughly and come to a decision together where you're sure that there's not going to be any like regrets or resentment in the future. So this is just one example that's coming to my mind, but let's say you live in the same town as your family and your partner gets a job offer in another town. And so you're trying to decide like, should we both move together? Or should we both stay here? Or should you move for the job and I'll stay here with my family, but then we're long distance? You know, it feels like that kind of thing. So there's maybe no perfect decision where both of you get exactly everything that you want. And maybe even if there's other parties involved, like someone's family or the people someone works for. It just feels like there's no solution where everybody is perfectly happy. But at the end of the day, it has to be a decision that both of you make together. And so you have to communicate like everything that is on your mind, everything you're feeling, all of your concerns, to make sure you come to the best compromise, and nobody's gonna be like resentful or bitter or sad in the future. And another thing is that because this is going to take so much of your focus, you need to kind of deliberately create these cutesy moments. So this could even be like, let's say you're planning a wedding and you have to make so many decisions, and it's like, you know, there's what you want and there's what your partner wants and there's what your family wants and there's what their family wants. And you find yourself talking about that all the time, that most of your messages and conversations are about this, and there's not a lot of time for these like flirty conversations or, you know, keeping your flame alive and stuff like that. And so you may have to discern when it's time to focus on this and when it's time to just drop it, you know, and be like, okay, we're talking about the wedding too much. Like, let's just cuddle, let's just watch our show together. You know, let's go on a date and flirt and, you know, let's just not think about this for a while sometimes. And it's hard, right? Like, if you're faced with this kind of big thing, I could see you being on a date and you're trying to keep it light and flirty, and then it's like you're thinking about it again, aren't you? Yeah, it's like that kind of thing. So it does feel like something is looming over you in that sense, but that you're gonna get through it together and find the perfect compromise. So let's roll a couple of dice. What else do you need to know about this energy? We have Leo. Interesting. So in both personalized messages, we got Leo. I don't know if like a lot of you guys have Leo placements or if your person has Leo placements. That's very interesting. And we have the 7th house. So your person could be an Aquarius rising, because that's like Leo in the 7th house, or you could be an Aquarius rising or have Venus in Leo or have the sun in Libra. These are just confirmations. You don't have to have these placements. Also Taurus rising is coming through. Fixed signs in general, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. If you don't have fixed placements, or if your person doesn't, perhaps this fixed energy is just here to reassure you that your standing with this person is fixed. So the indecision is not about your relationship, it's about the direction that you're taking something together. And I think that's something you need to rest assured about. And a big theme for this year is going to be about finding that balance between what you want to do and acquiescing to others, because, you know, situations in life are always going to call for both at some point. And, you know, it's okay to sacrifice what we want sometimes if we're genuinely going to be okay with it. Like, if we're sacrificing something because we feel forced to or we feel pressured to, that's when you're going to be resentful. But if you really feel like, no, this is my decision, I'm willing to make this sacrifice and I'm okay with it, then it's going to be fine. And same thing for your partner. Make sure that your partner, if they're sacrificing anything, it's not because they feel pressured to, it's because they genuinely want to and they're the one making the decision. It's finding that balance between, I guess, between the self and the other. And this is going to be a big lesson, I think, in what you're willing to compromise on and what you're not willing to compromise on, and navigating and finding that middle ground. And this does seem like a big thing and something that could take up a big part of the year. Yeah. There could be times where you're apart from each other, because it looks like both of these people are getting ready to go to bed, like with the pillow behind them. So maybe one or both of you are traveling more frequently, or you could be in a long distance situation for some of the year. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for these specific messages. So now we're going to get into the timeline. And okay, we're going to use this tarot deck. Let's see our timeline of events. From now until the end of the year. Okay, we have the King of Wands, Judgment, the Five of Cups, and the Fool. Okay, this King of Wands is really confirming to me that this group you are really not going to be focused on your love life at the beginning of the year. Maybe that's because your mind just isn't there. It could be that another area of your life is really calling for your attention. If you are preoccupied with another area of your life, I just want to reiterate that it's going to be for positive reasons. So this wouldn't be like, I can't focus on love right now because my financial situation is a mess and I have to fix that. This would be more like, I can't focus on love right now because my business is going really, really freaking well and I'm making a lot of money and like I want to focus on that while I can. It's going to be a positive thing that is taking you away from your love life at the beginning of the year. And if you do have a person, I feel like they're going to be really understanding about that and really supportive about that. So funny that this King of Wands has a lion tattoo, because I feel like that's even more Leo energy. There's just like a strong Leo presence over this reading. Let me know if you or your person have Leo placements. But King of Wands in a love reading totally indicates someone who's just like focused on themselves and focused on doing their own thing and reaching their own goals. And especially the fact that this King of Wands is turned away from the rest of the cards, it really gives me that vibe. So I don't really see you thinking about love at the start of the year. And then here comes this Judgment card with a trumpet, and it's like calling for your attention. So for those of you who don't have a person, this would be like you're not focused on love at all. And then da 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 da, like the trumpet. Love starts calling to you. This person comes into your life. So funny that this person has wings just like Cupid. Okay, like Cupid starts calling to you and you have to answer the call. And then for those of you who do have a person, this would be some major event in your relationship that is calling you back in to focus on love. Then we have this Five of Cups followed by the Fool. So the Five of Cups, as you can see from the shattered cups, it can indicate some sense of disappointment, some sense of loss. It can be a sad energy, but the fact that we have the Fool after this is someone who doesn't care because they know that they're going to be okay no matter what. It's like if someone, imagine this person dropped the cup on the ground and it broke. And they're like, oh, that's okay. We have lots of other cups. Or, oh, that's okay. We can get another one. Or at least we have these two that are full. So I feel like this is indicating some shift in your overall attitude or some shift in your perspective where things that used to trigger you or things that used to upset you are not doing so anymore. And so this is an opportunity for you to see how much you've really healed yourself. That's what 2025 is going to be. Oh my gosh, that just made me so happy because I can totally see how it applies to both of these situations. So like for those of you who are meeting a new person, maybe in the past, like let's say your person was busy and they didn't respond for a while, and the past you would have been like freaking out and oh my gosh, they lost interest in me. Oh my gosh, they're going to ghost me. Or maybe you think, are they upset at me? Are they upset at me? Did I say something wrong? And you get really in your head. Or if they had to cancel a date or cancel plans, your brain might go to that place that's like, oh, they don't want to see me anymore or something like that. But you're the Fool now. The Fool does not make any assumptions. I'm not saying you're a fool, by the way. The Fool doesn't make any assumptions. The Fool does not go spiraling in their head. They're just like la-da-da and carefree, and they assume the best. They assume that everything is okay. And this year is an opportunity for you to be like, wow, I've actually really shifted into an optimistic mindset where I can expect that my person has positive intentions and I genuinely expect that everything is going to be okay. And I'm hearing like I want to be surprised if something goes wrong, rather than expecting something to go wrong so that when it does happen, at least I'm not surprised. It's like, no, I want to expect good things to happen and be surprised when they go wrong, because I'll be like, oh, that's not the norm for me. Like, that's really the mindset that you're entering into. So when you're getting to know this new person, and maybe there's a miscommunication sometimes, or maybe plans fall through sometimes, it's like, oh, no sweat. And you know that everything's going to be okay. And it is. And it's so nice to see that improvement in your, like, I want to say in your mental state, in your mindset. And same thing for those of you who do have a person. You know, we spoke about there's a lot that you're going to have to be communicating about carefully. And even when you're having these kind of difficult conversations or these more serious conversations, I feel like you're going to come out of those exchanges and be like, wow, I really stayed level-headed and optimistic during that exchange. And I'm really happy about that, because I feel so good. I really, throughout that whole exchange, felt like we were on the same team, and that we're gonna be together no matter what, and that we have each other's back no matter what. Whereas maybe in the past, having these more difficult conversations, you might have started to get like afraid of, oh, what if I'm gonna lose this person, or getting triggered when there's a miscommunication and things like that. And I will say probably a lot of this is your own healing and inner work, but it may also have to do just with the person you're with. Like, this could just be a sign that the person you're with is incredibly reassuring towards you and incredibly loving towards you, and gives you a lot of clear signs that they're gonna stick around and that they're really, really interested in you. So it's a joint effort, of course, to have you in this optimistic mindset, but I'm really, really happy to see this. It could also be that your person has done a lot of inner work and they're able to stay like this as well. So it's like, goes from you not being focused on love at all to, this is probably spirit being like, hey, come focus on your relationships because I want to show you something. You're like, okay. So you answer spirit's call. You start focusing on this new connection, or you start focusing on your new relationship, and spirit goes, look at how much you've grown. Look at how you get over these bumps with your person. Look how you resolve these miscommunications with your person. This is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how much you've grown, and I wanted to show you that you're in really good hands with this person. So yes, I'm spirit talking right now. I may have orchestrated some broken cups and some obstacles, because it's only through navigating that you could see how much you've changed and how much you've grown and how much kinder to yourself you are, and how your assumptions have shifted from assuming the worst to assuming the best, and how 99% of the time that works out for the better. I just wanted you to see that. And probably that's why these are major arcana, because that's spirit, that's the work of spirit. Like, I want to show you how you've transformed and how your love life has transformed. This is what your love life is going to feel like from now on. Like rays of sunshine, and like you have a loyal friend by your side no matter what. You have a loyal friend in your person. So even when you're going through hard times with them, even when you're discussing heavier topics, even when you have this like big or difficult decision to make together, at the end of the day, it feels like this. At the end of the day, it feels like this. Because you're going through it with your person, with your special person. Oh, this is very, very sweet. I'm really happy for this group. Like, and you've done so much work to get to this place, going from being in training to now transforming. I'm very proud of you, group number 1. And it's gonna be a good year. Like, I feel like it's gonna be hard work, but emotionally, it's gonna be happy. So this is what I'm seeing for my group number 1. So we're going to take it into the extended now, where we see what is going to help your manifestations in love this year and what could possibly hinder them. We are going to see what time of year will be most significant for your love life in 2025 and why. And we are going to see the long-term future of this connection or of this relationship. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, and anyone else who appeared in this reading, to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 2s. So if you guys chose the Fluorite, this is going to be your reading all about your love life in the year 2025. I just wanted to mention a couple of things that were coming through before we get into your main messages. If you resonate with any of these, then that's a very strong sign that this is your group. If not, that's okay. This is just for a bit of extra confirmation. But sacral chakra energy was coming up, and then I wrote down a few things that are associated with the sacral chakra. So the color orange could be significant, or oranges, water, the element of water, or a water sign, the number 2, and then also the numbers 23 and 32 were coming up. And then this is a song. So this is a song I've been listening to recently called Deep. That was coming up. I'll link it down below in case you feel called to listen to it. Or maybe there's a message for you in the lyrics. It is kind of a love song, so that makes sense. And then the letters D and S were coming through as well. So these could be someone's initials or like letters in a person's name, a place name. I'm thinking of San Diego too, because that's like SD. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. And then this is the reading that we're going to be doing today. So there's gonna be 3 parts to this reading. The first part is we're going to look at the energies in your love life at the start of 2025 and at the end of 2025 so that we can see what is shifting for you this year. Then we are going to get some personalized messages. So there's going to be a message for those of you who do not currently have a person in mind, and then a message for those of you who do. So that could be like your partner, a person of interest. But yeah, those will be the 2 personalized messages. And then we are going to look at a timeline. So we're going to lay out some tarot cards and look at the series of events from now through to the end of 2025. And then we also have an extended today. So in the extended, we're going to see what would help your love manifestations in 2025 and what could possibly hinder them. We are going to see what time of the year will be most significant for your love life in 2025 and why. And we're going to see the long-term future of your connection. So these messages are also going to be personalized. So there will be a message about the long-term potential for those of you who don't have a person, of any new connections coming into your life. And then for those of you who do have a person, we'll see the long-term future of that connection. So yeah, that's going to be our reading today. And without further ado, let's get into it, starting with what's going on at the start of the year. So this is like hope. You're not giving up on your dream. You're turning darkness into light. We have coffin. And love is not always obvious. Okay, then for the end of year energies, we have kindness. And this kind of has a message of doing what's best for both people or doing what's best for everyone involved. We have heart. And we have moon, mother, vulnerability, comfort zone, and emotions. Okay, the first thing I notice is that there's death card energy at the start of the year because this is a number 13. Number 13 is the number of death. And then of course there's coffin here. So I am thinking of the death card in tarot, which as you can guess, talks about endings and like release, letting go, walking away. So I do feel like there's something you are walking away from or moving on from at the start of the year. Okay, this message is pretty specific, so you'll probably know pretty quickly if this is your group. But I feel like if this is your reading, you're either currently dealing with someone or you've dealt with many people in the past who are not very expressive when it comes to their feelings towards you. With this, love is not always obvious. It feels like someone who cares, but they don't really show it. And they're not willing to meet you halfway, I'm hearing, or they're not willing to learn your love language. So it would be like, imagine your love language is words of affirmation. You like to receive words of affirmation. And then your person of interest is someone who's really not very vocal. They don't really share their love with words. Then you're going to feel unloved regardless, like even if they do have those feelings for you because they either can't or they're not willing to love you in the way that makes you feel loved. There's something like that going on. And I feel like it's like you're dealing with a person who doesn't outwardly express their feelings that much or make gestures of their feelings that much. And so whether this is someone you're currently dealing with or you've just dealt with a lot of people like this in the past, I feel like you are putting this chapter of your life to rest because it's just too much stress for you or it's too much compromising for you. And I'm hearing, why do I have to be the only one to compromise? And good question, group number 2, you shouldn't be. You should be able to meet each other halfway. And so it just feels like in these dynamics where the other person is not very expressive, it's like I always have to be the one to say, oh, it's not that they don't care about me. It's just that they don't show it that much. And sort of compromising your own desires in the relationship. Maybe you're someone who likes to be in communication very frequently and you were dealing with someone who takes days to respond. And so you always have to be the one to be like, oh, I'm sure they're busy, or oh, that's just how they communicate. Just because they're taking a long time, it doesn't mean that they don't care. But why is it never that they're the one to make more effort because they know you want more frequent communication? It's like, it just seems like you always have to be the one to manage your expectations or to accommodate the other person's style. And I feel like you're not going to do that anymore. So if you're dealing with someone like that, I do actually think that this is you moving on from that person. And it's not saying that they're a bad person. It's just that you know that if it's going to be like this in the long term, you're going to be left feeling stressed out, unsupported, and maybe even resentful, or maybe you're already feeling that way. And it's like, I don't want to be in this dynamic where it's always me having to adjust my expectations or me having to compromise about my love language and just figure out how to feel loved with what you're giving me. It's like, why can't the other person do a bit to accommodate me too and meet my needs too? And that is a very valid question. So you're putting this era of your life to sleep, it looks like. Whether that's a specific person you're walking away from, or you're like, I'm done with stifling my own needs. I'm done with changing my expectations when the other person is not willing to meet me halfway. This is what you're putting to sleep. And I feel like maybe you were even in a dynamic where you continue to have hope and you're like, maybe one day they'll change, or maybe one day I can be okay with what little they're giving me. And yeah, this is ending. So like I said, this is a very specific message. You will know if this is your group. And the end of the year energy that we're in, I love this because this is you. I feel like this is you cradling your own heart and saying, I won't neglect you anymore, and I won't let anyone else neglect you anymore. Vulnerability is probably something that is very important for you in relationships. Like, you want to be open and vulnerable, and you want your partner to be the same way. And this is coming through again where you're not saying that anybody else is bad or anyone else's way of showing up in relationships is bad. It's just that if we're not compatible, like, I'm not going to be the one to bend over backwards to accommodate you while you do nothing. Like, I would rather just find someone who's compatible with me. And if vulnerability is really important to me, I'm going to look for people who also want to be vulnerable. I'm not going to pursue someone who's like afraid of vulnerability, afraid of intimacy, and just like hope that they will change or hope that I can fix them. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. This is the energy that you're entering into. And there's kindness. So this is an act of kindness to yourself, and it's also an act of kindness to the other person, because maybe it sounds kind of harsh, but we're not going to waste time because it's not worth the time and it's not worth the heartbreak. So probably you're going to be very clear about your expectations moving forward and kind of see the red flags early on of like, oh, okay, this is not going to work because like this is what I expect from a relationship, and clearly your personality is not like that, and I'm not going to try to change your personality. Even though I'm sure you're very lovely, like, this is what is the most kind to myself and what is the most kind to you. So you're no longer neglecting your heart's longing to be vulnerable and to be soft. Like, I don't want to harden my heart anymore. I want to be soft. I want to be a lover girl or lover person because that's who I am at heart. And this could be getting comfortable with your emotionalness, your emotional nature. There we go. Becoming comfortable with your emotional nature, and you're not going to hide that away anymore. Mother could represent a nurturing energy that you have, but some of you could also be either repairing a relationship with your mother or deepening your bond with a motherly figure. If you have a good, strong relationship with your mother, it could even be that relationship serves as a reference for you. You know, like, my mom would not let me get treated this way. You know, if my mom knew what this person was doing, like, you can kind of use that as a standard in some way. Like, you're learning something from your relationship with your mother. Or who knows? Like, it really depends, right? Because this is a general reading, but maybe you notice that the pattern that you've had in your love life that you're dissatisfied with could be a cycle that's repeating from the relationship with your mother. Could be something like that too. But this is what I'm seeing for the overall energies. So let's get into the personalized messages. I'm going to start with those of you who currently do not have any specific person in mind. So if you do have a person, you can skip forward using this timestamp. It will also be down below so you can click on it. But of course, you're welcome to stay for this message too, because there might be something here for you. Okay, my group number 2s who do not have a specific person, that came out really quickly. And this basically just says to tell someone something. And we're gonna get one more. Oop. And we have I apologize. Okay. When I see the tell, this is like to tell, to convey, to get a message across, I'm thinking of the word demonstrative. So the person coming into your life in 2025 is going to be someone who is demonstrative. And I didn't say that right. I'm not even going to try. But that's a very nice contrast to this love is not always obvious. Like I said, I feel like you were dealing with someone who really didn't make an effort to show their feelings and to make it known that they care. And this is like the opposite of that energy. If I like you, I'm going to tell you. If I want to see you, I'm going to tell you. If I'm thinking about you, I'm going to tell you. The whole point of this is making it known to the other person. So that's the type of person who's coming into your life. Also with this, I apologize. There's 2 different messages coming through. One is that the person you're manifesting is someone who's not afraid to admit when they're wrong. And they're not afraid to apologize. They can own up to their mistakes. They can take accountability. So that might be something that's a contrast from a person or people you've previously dealt with. So they're very good at communication and conflict resolution and taking accountability. We love to see that. Also, this is card number 15, and I just saw 1515 on the camera timer. So the number 15 could be significant as well. Maybe someone born on the 15th. The other thing that was coming through is that I feel like whoever it didn't work out with in the past might be coming back and apologizing for their behavior. So they kind of realize after the fact that probably because they lost you, if we're being real, probably because you moved on, they realize like, oh shit, I was taking group 2 for granted, and they're gonna come and apologize. But the thing about death card energy is that once you die, you cannot go back to your previous life. You move on to the next incarnation. Like you can't undie. Death energy does feel like a pretty permanent moving on. And so I do think for a lot of you, when this person apologizes, it's just kind of too late. You know what I mean? And their energy might be lingering around you for a while. Unfortunately, I want to say, I don't really think you want their energy lingering around. If you need to give yourself permission to block someone, please do. Some of you might be thinking that it's like immature to block people, but if their energy is lingering around you and they're bothering you, you can very much block someone. I don't know who needs to hear that, but you may be blocking an ex or blocking a F person from the past, or just someone who hurt you. They, like I said, they don't have to be a bad person, but I feel like you just don't want their energy around you anymore. And you know, the fact like this heart is broken, this plant is wilted, it seems like it might just be a bit too late. Yeah. I'm gonna roll some dice and let's see if there's any hints about this new demonstrative person. And I think that really goes in many ways. Demonstrative with their words, with their actions, acts of service. I'm thinking of all of the love languages. They want to spend quality time with you. They want to shower you with words of affirmation. Maybe they want to give you gifts. They want to give you physical affection. This will also be someone who will be very proud to be with you and very proud to have a label. you know, like that's my significant other, that's my partner, and they'll proudly show that off. So if you're on social media, they would want to, you know, not like they're going to be spamming the relationship, but they would have it on their page. They wouldn't be hiding it. Someone else needs to hear that too. Like this person's not hiding you. Okay, we have the number 9. Okay, so this is probably, it's either someone you're going to meet while you're pursuing a higher education. So university, master's degree, that's also university. Some kind of vocational school, technical school, a course, any sort of course you're attending. It could also be during travels that you meet this person, or they could be from a different country than you. These are all 9th house related things. Also, their family could be very wealthy. That's coming through too. This could be, maybe this is very specific for some of you, but this could be someone whose family is very wealthy and they moved around a lot growing up. I'm thinking of like, I don't know, ambassador vibes. Okay, and why is every die coming up as Leo today? This is like the third, all of the zodiac sign die have been Leo today. That's crazy. Leo in the 9th house, so this person could be a Sagittarius rising, or they could have Sun in the 9th house, or they could have Jupiter in Leo. I don't know what year that is. Like early 90s. It's very vague, but early 90s, like I'm just gonna put early 90s. I also just looked up and saw 2002 on the camera timer. So 2002 could be a significant year as well. Or you could have some kind of 90s nostalgia with this person. Like maybe you both have favorite band who was really popular in the early 90s or something like that. They're very smart, very educated, very cultured type of person. And I'm hearing they can really school people. I don't know what that means. Maybe they're a teacher. But I was thinking more about if you're in a debate and there's kind of an ignorant person and you school them, maybe they're very good at doing that in a very satisfying way. I don't know why I'm thinking of this because it's kind of cringe, but you know those like YouTube videos and there's like a clickbaity title that's like, watch so-and-so destroy this liberal blah, blah, blah. You know, so-and-so destroys this person in an argument kind of thing. But I feel like that's the vibe that they have. Like they can destroy you. I also just saw 2121, which is the world energy. So probably they're either like very well traveled or they're from a different country. And yeah, I don't know why that, maybe they're on a debate team. I don't know why that the whole debating thing was coming through. Probably just they're very educated and so they're very good at getting their point across, and there's something about that being very satisfying. So I don't know, maybe you get to watch this person call someone out and it's like very satisfying to watch. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the message for those of you who do have a person. So you do have a partner or you do have someone you're interested in. If you want to skip this part, it's this timestamp. It will be down below so you can click it. But of course, you're welcome to stay for this message because there could be something here for you. Personalized message for my group number 2s who do have a person, and it says true love. It says true love and it has the number 10. The 1 and 0, it's making me think of like alpha and omega. I don't know, like my beginning, my end, my everything. It's also making me think of the Wheel of Fortune, which is fate. Like you're fated to be with this person. It's true love. We have a waxing moon in the background, which means that things are growing between the two of you. Things are gaining momentum, and we are going to reach some sort of emotional climax this year. Interesting. Oh my God, I was just talking about an emotional climax and then I burped. I'm gonna cut that out because that was not cute. But I feel like that really punctuates the climax message, okay? Maybe someone's saying something and it's very climactic. Maybe we're saying I love you. Maybe we're proposing. I don't know. Someone's saying something that brings an emotional climax, you know? Okay. What else? In both of these cards, the rabbit is flying in the sky. So you, like, some of you could be going on a plane to see your person, or they're going on a plane to see you, or maybe you're going on a plane together, you're taking a trip. It also kind of looks like your guide's watching over you. Some of you may have a motherly figure who has passed on, who is watching over you. Could also be like an aunt, a grandma, a great grandma. That's a lot. I'm not going to take all of these, but definitely there's going to be a lot of communication between you and your person. I'm thinking of the song Crush, Crush, Crush by Paramore, because the first line is like, I got a lot to say to you. Yeah, I got a lot to say. And I think your person has a lot to say to you. Okay. I notice your eyes are always glued to me, keeping them here and it makes no sense at all. That's a good song. Okay. We need to improve separately. Okay, this is giving me the feeling of there's something you might think you're going to do together, or that you want to do together, but it's best to keep it separate. Okay, that's a very specific message, and I don't know if that's for everybody, but it's like, okay, there's a couple different things coming through. I was thinking, for example, if there's some of you out there who are like, we should work together, or we should have a business together, or something like that, maybe it's either that's not a good idea and you should keep your ventures separate, or maybe now is just not a good time. Maybe 2025 is not the year to do that. This could also be a message for some of you of you should, if you're not living together yet, you should maybe keep it that way for a while, or keep your finances separately. It feels like there's something you are thinking about merging, and Spirit is saying that's not a good idea, or at least not in 2025. Okay? And then there's also some things, like I often say you don't have to heal alone, and I really believe that, but there may be some things that you don't heal through this relationship, and that it would be good to go to other people. So, you know, a friend, family members, a therapist. There's maybe something that we don't heal through this person, because no one person can be everything for you. No one person can be the one to heal every wound for you. And so maybe there's something that you heal separately from this person. And it doesn't mean alone. It's just maybe someone else could better help you with that. Because when I look at these two together, I feel like you're in this energy of being lovey-dovey and all over each other and so head over heels and so thrilled that you found this true love, that maybe there's a risk of things moving too quickly or trying to merge too much of your life too quickly. For example, like moving in together, or like having a joint bank account, or getting a companion animal together, or, you know, something like that. Or starting a business together. That was another example. And I feel like there's still things to work on separately before that happens, or with a little more time, you may realize that something you were thinking about was not a good idea. And that's not to say that your love isn't true. It's just that there's a time for everything, and things might be a bit hasty because of how head over heels you are for each other. So I feel like there's a message to hold your horses a bit, and maybe to not make any drastic decisions in 2025. Let's see what the dice have to say. Okay, we have, that's funny. So it's Neptune, and it almost fell off the desk. It almost fell off. And Neptune is about Delulu energy, basically. So it's like, if you're not careful, your Delulu energy could have you falling off a cliff, figuratively, obviously. But, you know, and it's beautiful to be basking in the love that you found, but there's a clear message of like, don't get too carried away. And then we also have, interesting, we have the 4th house. So for some of you, this could very well be about living together, because the 4th house represents the home. So maybe you need more time to get to know each other, or maybe it's just best to live separately right now. Or if this is a long distance situation, maybe someone wants to make an impulsive decision to like, I'm going to move where you are to be with you. And it's like, no, not yet. We need more time. So I think there's something about not letting your emotions are beautiful and they're real, but to not let them cloud the more realistic or practical side of your judgment. The 4th house also talks about family. So there may also be a message about not rushing to meet each other's families, or not rushing to tell each other's families something, or yeah, something like that. So that is the end of the personalized messages. So now we're going to get into your timeline. We're going to pull tarot cards and see the timeline of events throughout the year. What is happening for my group number 2s in their love life? Oh my gosh, we have the 4 of Wands to start off the year. So we're starting off strong. Then we have the 7 of Cups. Then we have the 5 of Wands. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. We also have Justice at the bottom of the deck, which is like balance and doing what is right. I like that there's Sun and a Moon on the scales in this Justice card. Balancing yin and yang, balancing action and inaction. Okay, so this is kind of a reiteration of a lot of what I talked about here. But regardless of your relationship status, we are seeing great happiness in your love life at the start of the year. So a happy event in your love life is coming like right off the bat. This is Aries energy, which is like March, April. So probably within the first 3-4 months of 2025, there's going to be something very happy. So that could be you meeting this new person, or entering into a new level of commitment, or a new level of love with your existing person. But this is joy, this is divine union, okay? So A lot of you are dealing with a divine counterpart, someone you feel very comfortable with, you feel at home with, you feel like you can completely be yourself. And then we have the Seven of Cups energy, and it can be, that's funny, I almost burped again. And before, in this message, that happened when I was talking about an emotional climax. And so what I was just about to say with the Seven of Cups is it has this feeling of being overwhelmed. So we're full of these joyful feelings, and this represents a moment where we could be overwhelmed with our joy, overwhelmed with our love, which that's a beautiful feeling, but it could lead to, like we talked about here, it could lead to some delulu decisions. So one of the examples I gave was like, let's say you met someone when you're on a trip. Maybe you go on a trip to France, and you meet someone and you fall in love with them there, and it's love at first sight, and you're like, oh my God, I've met my soulmate. This is amazing. And that's real. Like, those emotions are very real. But then the risk is that they could lead to some rash decisions that are not the most logical. For example, okay, I'm going to move to France now. You know, like that kind of impulsive, not really well thought out, because we just got carried away with our emotions. Or another example I gave was like quickly making the decision to move in together, but maybe you would find that you don't really like living in that neighborhood or living in that building, or, you know, it's not about your emotions are invalid. It's just don't let them push you to make impulsive decisions that you didn't research. A lot of the time, personally, I feel that an antidote to this Seven of Cups energy is research, like doing your research and weighing your options out, because you just might make a decision too quickly that you regret. And we don't want you, it's not even about toning down your emotions, really. It's not even about like you're too in love with this person, because if you're fully in love with someone, you should feel that to the extent that you can, and you should feel it to your heart's content. So it's not about like you're too into this person, or you're too obsessed with them, or like it's not the right person. Emotionally, it looks beautiful. It's about, I guess, having boundaries between your emotions and how much control they have over the life decisions that you make and the actions that you make. Because justice also says we need to carefully weigh options and think about the possibilities of our long-term future first, and things like that. And we do have the Five of Wands here, so that is an energy of conflict, and it could be, you know, the emotional side of you and the practical side of you that are at odds with each other. So this could be an internal conflict. It could be between you and someone else. So maybe, you know, if you gave into this energy of getting carried away, maybe friends or family, people around you would be like, oh my gosh, are you crazy? Like, it's so fast. Or how can you be so sure that this is the one for you? And so you might kind of butt heads with people around you. It could even be you and your person, where one of you is wanting things to move quickly and one of you is not, or one of you is very enthusiastic about taking things to the next level, and the other one is like, I don't know if we're ready for that. And it's so important to remember that someone can be the one for you, and someone can be your true love, but that doesn't mean you're ready to graduate to your final form like tomorrow. It's still, you may still need time to improve separately, to live your own lives. There may still be certain stages that you are not ready for. Like, that's very normal. And I could see how maybe someone's feelings are getting hurt. For example, if one person's really enthusiastic about moving in together, and the other person says, oh, I don't think we're ready for that, the person who wants to move in could inaccurately take that as like, oh, this person doesn't love me, this person doesn't want to spend more time with me, this person doesn't think we'll get along. And we have to remember that not being ready for something or thinking that making a big move together is not a good idea, that doesn't inherently mean that your compatibility is bad or that you're not right for each other or anything like that. It just means we're being cautious, we're being responsible, we're being practical, we're giving ourselves time. And also, you can be head over heels in love with each other and still want to keep some aspects of your life separate. You know, like there's some people who are in really, really happy relationships, but they just choose to keep their own houses, or they choose to have their own bedrooms and like sleep separately. And that doesn't mean that their relationship is bad. It's just a choice that they've made. And so there may be some conflict between you and your person about like, someone thinks you should have certain things together and someone wants to keep them separate. Yeah, and that could cause a bit of, it's hurt feelings, I think, because whoever's wanting to be together more, I think is taking it personally and thinking like, oh, you're not serious about me then, or you don't really love me, or you don't really want to be with me. And that's not the case at all. So that's a little conflict that could happen in the second half of the month. But luckily at the very, oh my gosh, this just, whoa. I don't know how that happened, but I like smacked the die and it changed to the number 8. And the 8th house is about intimacy and like shared assets. So even though you are right for each other, I think you just have different points of being ready for deeper intimacy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it could cause some hurt feelings. Yeah, but at the end of the year, we have this 2 of Pentacles, which shows that you are coming to some kind of compromise, which I love that we end with the 2 of Pentacles, because I feel like at the start of the reading, I was using that phrase, meet me halfway, a lot. Meet me halfway, meet me in the middle. We're both going to make equal effort. So with this person, when you don't see eye to eye about certain dynamics of your relationship, you have the ability to meet each other halfway. So you yield a little bit to them and they yield a little bit to you. So you may find some kind of halfway thing where you both can be happy. And I'm using the example of living together a lot. It doesn't have to be that, of course, but I think it's easy to use as an example. So one person really wants to live together, one person feels like they're not ready. And so maybe someone stays at the other person's house like a few nights a week or something. And it's kind of like a trial of living together. So we can kind of both be happy by meeting each other halfway like this. So whatever this is that you don't see eye to eye on, by the end of the year, you are going to find a compromise that you are both happy with. And I think also you'll kind of come to realize that even when you are right for each other, even when you're each other's divine counterpart and true love, like there's still going to be challenges like this, because at the end of the day, you are not the same person. I know we kind of romanticize like being, I don't know, sharing a soul with somebody, or like being cut from the same fabric or having the same energy. But at the end of the day, you are 2 different humans. And so there's gonna be things like this that happen. Yeah. So those are all of the messages. So we're going to move into the extended reading now, where we're going to see what will help you manifest the love life that you want in 2025 and what could possibly hinder that. We are going to see what time of the year will be most significant for your love life in 2025 and why. And we're also going to see the long-term potential of this new connection for those of you who don't have a person, and the long-term potential of this connection for those of you who do have a person. So if you would like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 100 exclusive pick a card readings that you can watch. They are timeless, and we have 2 new ones every month, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, anyone else who appeared in this reading, and your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the Aragonite, this is going to be a reading all about your love life in the year 2025. I just have to share this message that was coming through strongly before I started filming your group. There was a message about a certain person loving everything about you, and they wanted you to know that. And specifically, it did feel like they were talking about you in the physical sense. I'm sure they love everything about you as a whole person, but it just seemed like they were specifically referring to like the way that you look, and you're absolutely perfect, and they would never even dream of changing anything about you. So that is probably, if you have a specific person, that's probably them. Or it could be a new person coming into your life who is going to feel that way about you. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. So, okay, let's get into the reading. There's going to be 3 parts to this reading today. I just saw 111, by the way. So in the first part of this reading, we're going to see in general what is shifting in your love life in the year 2025. So there's going to be a row of cards to represent what's going on at the start of the year, and a row of cards to represent what's going on at the end of the year, so that we can see how things are changing throughout the year. Then we're going to get some personalized messages. So there's going to be a message for those of you who currently do not have any specific person in mind, and a message for those of you who do have a specific person. And then there's going to be, oh, I should mention these are skippable. So you can skip whichever one doesn't apply to you. There's going to be timestamps, but of course you are welcome to listen to both of them. There could be messages for you in both. Then in the last part of the reading, we're going to look at a timeline of events. So we're going to pull tarot cards and see what's unfolding from now through to the end of 2025. And there's also going to be an extended today. So in the extended, we're going to see what would help you manifest the love life that you want and what could possibly hinder it. We are going to see what time of year will be the most significant for your love life in 2025 and why, and what is the long-term future of your connection. This is also going to be personalized. So for those of you who don't have a specific person, we'll see the long-term potential for any new people coming into your life. And then for those of you who do have a person, we will look at the long-term future of that specific connection. So yes, that is the reading that we're doing today. Thank you so much for being here. And let's get started with what's going on at the start of 2025. Ooh, okay, creative ideas, creative ingenuity, trial and error. You're cooking something. We have house. And immediately I'm thinking of house music. And you don't need me, but I'll be there. Okay, and end of year energy, gratitude, anchor. Ah, I love that. And my power speaks for itself. Oh my gosh. Okay, abundance is a very big theme for this group because as I was laying out these cards, I saw 333. That's the number of the Empress. And then this is Sailor Jupiter, I'm pretty sure, which is the planet of abundance. So that's a really big theme for you in 2025. And yes, I do think this is talking about money, but I think for you, the way you feel the most abundant is when you get to explore all of your interests and you get to utilize all of your gifts and you get to develop all of your talents and spend as much time as possible doing what you really want. That's when you truly feel the most abundant, and that is the life that you are manifesting this year. This card is telling me that you're a genius and you have a lot of brilliant ideas. And by the end of the year with Anchor, you are going to literally anchor your genius ideas into this 3D reality. My power speaks for itself. You're showing people how powerful you are and you're gaining recognition for that. So I think that's something you're going to be really grateful for, and also just grateful that you get to live this life. I'm realizing that these messages are just about your life overall. So I think we're kind of setting the scene for what's going on in your life before we dive into love specifically. With House transitioning into Anchor, many of you could be settling your roots somewhere. So this could be getting your dream home, or getting to live in your dream city, getting to live in the country you've always wanted to live in. This could be going from renting to becoming a homeowner, getting your own place. You're settling your roots in a house or in a home, and you know that you're going to be there for a long time to come. So it creates a sense of predictability in your life. It creates a nice sense of routine for you. If you are already in a relationship, or if you already have a person of interest, this could also be about settling down with them in some way. This is interesting. There's definitely a shift. You're shifting into independence. There may be a particular person that you have really relied on in this past year or in recent years, whether that's a significant other, a family member, a friend, or just in general, you've had to rely on others to make your dreams a reality. And I feel like that's shifting. And there's nothing wrong with relying on other people. Everybody does. Nobody lives in a vacuum. But I think you're just feeling more empowered and more independent by the end of this year. So like an easy example of this is like if you didn't have a driver's license, then you always have to rely on your family member or your roommate or your spouse to give you a ride places. And now you have a license, so you can drive wherever you want. And so it's like, there's nothing wrong with getting a ride from someone else, but it feels nicer if you can just drive where you want, when you want. So you're getting that kind of freedom in some way in 2025. And there's a transition from being like, you need someone in your life to now, you don't need me, but I'm here to help you if you do, to now just being like, I can do it all by myself. Ooh, this could even be like within your business. Maybe there was something you didn't know how to do by yourself before, or in your like creative endeavors. And so you had to ask someone else to do it for you. And now it's like, you can do it by yourself. You could ask for their help if you wanted to, but you don't need it. And now you're like completely doing it by yourself. So this is really setting the scene, I think, for what's going on in your life in 2025. I think this is providing us the backdrop for what's going on in your love life. So let's get into your specific love life messages now. So we're going to do the personalized messages, and I'm going to start with those of you who do not have a specific person in mind right now. So if you do have a specific person and you would like to skip forward, you can use this timestamp. It's also going to be down below, so you can click on it. But of course, you are welcome to stay for this message because there may be something here for you. Okay, my group number 3s who do not have a specific person in mind. Why do I feel like some of you do have a specific person in mind, but you're acting like you don't? I mean, I told you you could stay for this part, so, I mean, but that's funny. I just got the feeling of, you know, if a friend asks you, so, like, do you have a crush on anyone right now? And you're like, no, I'm just focused on myself. But like you do have a crush on someone. I don't know. I just picked up on that kind of energy. Maybe someone is behaving that way towards you. They're acting like they're not interested in anyone right now, but they secretly have a crush on you. The keyword of this card is chance. Someone born in autumn could be significant because I'm looking at the autumn foliage here. A Pisces person, just fishing made me think of Pisces. I know, actually, maybe somewhere in the world, Pisces season is in autumn. Like maybe somewhere in the world, March is autumn. In the Southern Hemisphere, I don't know. You'll have to let me know. Or it could be a Pisces moon or rising or Venus. Someone who has a cat could be significant too. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm playing hard to get. We're literally just talking about someone pretending they're not interested. And then we have I'm playing hard to get. And look, you're like literally right there. There could be a romance blossoming with someone you are in close quarters with. And like maybe you work together or you study together or you just happen to be working on a project together right now and you're low-key admiring each other. I feel like this energy could play out in a couple of different ways. It could be that you're pretending you don't have a crush on each other. Yeah, this is mutual. You are pretending you don't have a crush on each other, or you actually don't even realize it at first. And then one day it just dawns on you. One specific message that is coming through for some of you is that you don't realize you have a crush on each other until you're in some kind of different environment than what you usually are. So let's say, for example, this is someone you go to school with. And maybe they sit right beside you every day and you just never thought anything about them. And then one day you bump into them outside of school and you're like, oh my God, you're cute. Like, why did I never notice that before? Just because, I don't know, like, or you see them in a different setting, or you see them doing a different activity than what you're normally used to. It could also be that you realize you have a crush on them when you see them doing something they're good at. So, because there was this message about talents and ingenuity and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm thinking of a guitar player right now for some reason. So like, let's say you have a coworker and your coworker is like in a band and they play on the weekends and they play guitar, and you've kind of had some small talk about that with them. And then one day they're like, hey, I'm playing a show. Do you want to come see? And you're like, okay. You go and you see them playing the guitar and you're like, oh no, I have a crush on you now. Like there's something like that going on. It's like we didn't notice the crush was there, or we had to see this person in a different context to develop the crush, or we're very aware of our feelings and we're just pretending they don't exist. So something like that is going on. And yeah, this would be a romance blossoming between someone you're in the same environment with them. because you're doing the same activities. Here, you're both reading a book. Here, you're both fishing. So they could be in your workplace or in your place of study, or you got hired for the same project. That's coming through too. Like maybe a more short-term thing. Maybe you're, I was just watching, I forget what music video it was, but I was watching a music video, and then one of the top comments, and I do not know if this is true, obviously, but one of the top comments said like, my friend met his wife on the set of this music video because they were both hired to be extras. So, I mean, you never know what could happen. You just get put together for some project and the rest is history. So let's see what else we can figure out about this. We have the keyword chance too. So you may be playing hard to get or ignoring your feelings until this very opportune moment where you realize like, oh shit, if I don't say something now, I might lose my chance. It could literally be on the last day of something. For example, your classmates, and it's literally on the last day of school or at the graduation ceremony. This person finally asks you out because they're like, oh my gosh, this is my last chance. Okay, we have the North Node. I feel like the universe is gonna keep putting you guys together. And you're gonna keep being like, oh, what a coincidence. And Spirit's like, that's not a coincidence, bro. That's not a coincidence, that's divine orchestration. Spirit's being your wingman, I see. Okay, and then we have Capricorn. North Node in Capricorn. This came out for group 2 as well, I think. I don't know the exact years, but the North Node would have been in Capricorn sometime in the early 90s. So that could be significant. But this is someone who probably you will meet this person at a time in your life where, well, this is 2025 obviously, but at a time in your life where you're very clear about your goals and the direction you're headed in, especially professionally and in terms of your brand and your public image. At a time where you start to take yourself seriously and take your work seriously. Like you have a clear vision of how you're gonna market yourself and how you're gonna make this much money by this time and how you're gonna scale your business or how you're gonna monetize this and that. Like when you're getting really serious like that and curating an image for yourself as well, that's when you're gonna meet this person. And they're gonna be very impressed by you. That's very sweet. And maybe this is mutual too, but I just saw this very like serious put together person who's like really freaking talented and hardworking and, you know, and then they get complimented by their crush and all of a sudden they turn into like a little baby rabbit and they're like, hee, and their like hard persona just melts away. I don't know, that was very sweet. Okay, so we are going to move on to the messages for those of you who do have a specific person. If you would like to skip this message, you can use this timestamp. It will be down below, so you can click it. But you are welcome to stick around for this message because there might be something here for you. Okay, we have trust with the number 22. Yeah, this is like being able to rely on each other. Something about skating or figure skating or activities involving ice, hockey, hockey, snowboarding, skiing, that kind of thing could be significant. Or someone could be born in the winter. Yeah, so this year for you and your person, it's all about building trust, building a mutual trust in each other. There could be some joint, because I'm thinking of figure skating, you compete in pairs, so you have to really trust each other and work together and practice together. So there could be something that you're planning or working on together that is a very good trust building exercise for you. What else? For those of you who do have a person, definitely this is a confirmation of, you know, you can trust this person has good intentions. They won't let you slip and fall. They've got you. And I'm hearing the phrase, when we win together. You know, in figure skating, for example, actually, I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming if you win gold, both of these people win gold because they perform together. So you're becoming a team in some way, or you're becoming a unit in some way. If you do well, you do well together. If you flop together. Ooh, I've been keeping an eye out for you. Yeah, this really, really gives the feeling of you having each other's back, you know, keeping an eye out. And I think that this is also letting you know your person thinks about you a lot. They think about you all the time, and think about, how do I say this? They're kind of looking at the world through a you-colored lens. Not in the sense of like they're crazy and obsessed with you, but in the sense of like, they're always looking out for things that could help you, looking out for things that you would like, looking out for opportunities for you, looking out for things that could make your life easier. If they're, for example, if they're in a clothing shop, they're probably thinking of like, oh, group number 3 would like this, or oh, this would look so good on group number 3. Or when they're meeting new people, oh, they do this for a living. Group number 3 would find that interesting, or maybe I should introduce group 3 to them because maybe they could help each other. You know, they're just always thinking about you like that. They're always considering you like that. And if this is not your dynamic right now, I think this is indicating that is going to become your dynamic in 2025, where you really feel more like a team who's always looking out for each other, have each other's back, always looking around and thinking about things that could improve each other's life or help each other level up. It's really, really sweet. Like dream team energy. Okay, let's roll a couple of dice. Gardening could be significant as well. Ooh, okay, we have Pluto. Your person is going to be a rock for you through a very big transition. Pluto energy can feel kind of ominous sometimes, like a big upheaval that's happening in our life, but it could be something very positive. It's just that transitions can be overwhelming sometimes. Most of the time. And so there's a big transition you're going through in 2025, and your person is going to be a rock for you. In a period where your life is not chaotic, but just like there's a lot going on. There's a lot changing. You're getting a lot of different ideas off the ground. You could be very busy, and I just feel like they're your rock. They're what grounds you. They're what comforts you after a long day. Oh, they're like your anchor. I'm also thinking of a song called Lighthouse. I could be a lighthouse. Whoa, whoa. Okay, anyway. And then we have 10th house energy. That kind of energy is coming up for both of the personalized messages. So maybe that's just for all of my group number 3s. Like there's something big happening with your career and you being propelled to the top. And there's something big happening with your public image. And your person is keeping you grounded throughout that. Maybe they're even the one who gives you the confidence to take that leap of faith into the career that you want, or into like the brand or the image that you want to have. I'm also noticing the similarities between the Sailor Jupiter here and this girl figure skating, like the green dress with the like, what do you call that? I don't know, the flowy short-ish skirt, and even the detail here looks kind of similar, and the bangs and the high ponytail with the little bobblies on the hair tie. It just looks very similar. I don't know if you or your person looks like that, but I thought I would point that out. You could be, that's so funny, too, because the first channeled message that came through for you was about you look good. Your physical appearance looks good. And then there's these messages about crafting your image, or, you know, your brand, your public image. So maybe you're putting more thought into how you appear to the public or how you come across to the public, and you're really leveling up in some way. And I see your person like cheering you on, looking out for you, supporting you in any way that they can, and being like, you're a rock. Oh my God, this is so sweet. So, also your person could have, or one of you could have Pluto in the 10th house, or maybe in synastry, like you have Pluto in their 10th house, or vice versa. And that means that you'll bring about like big changes, big powerful changes in each other's career. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the end of the personalized messages. So we are going to get into the timeline of events now. Nope, not that one. Oh, here it is. Timeline of events for my group number 3s in their love life in 2025. Okay, we are starting off with the 8 of Wands. So you're starting off strong in 2025. I'm telling you, like, you have a lot going on. We just had that message over here of you're manifesting a lot of your ideas and working on a lot of different things. Your life is very eventful. And so it could feel busy and hectic sometimes. And this is the first card coming out. So like right out the gate at the beginning of 2025, I feel like you could be quite busy. And it's interesting that this match, the way it looks, it's gonna light up all of these matches at the same time. So there's this very specific energy of you having multiple projects going, or you're working on multiple goals at the same time. And when one of them takes off, they're all gonna take off. And I often see with the 8 of Wands, manifestation where the universe gives us everything we want at the same time. And we're like, oh my gosh, like, thank you, universe, I'm so grateful. But also, if you could have spaced them out a little bit, that would be great, because now I'm adjusting to all of these things happening at the same time. Of course, I wouldn't have it any other way, because these are blessings in my life and I'm very grateful for them. But really, universe, all at the same time, okay, we're gonna figure it out. You know, like, I think it's just a lot. But it's exciting, and I feel like This is a time of your life that you're going to look back on with a lot of fondness. I just have to, maybe this is a bit of a tangent, but I just have to mention this. I noticed that the books are reversed. Like on this side, the front cover is here, and on this side, the front cover is here. And I know like in Japan, novels are printed the other way. So you read it from right to left. That could be a hint for some of you. Like if you resonate with a love interest coming in, someone significant coming in who like speaks another language, and maybe it's you read books in the opposite direction, or you drive on the other side of the street or something like that. But then also another thing that I thought of was maybe he's pretending to read a book because he just wanted to get close to her. So he just sat there like, oh, yep, just reading my book, and doesn't even notice that it's upside down. And because really he's just trying to check her out and like get close to her. So if someone new enters your life and they are taking a great interest in what you do and even trying to like get involved in what you do, it's probably because they have a crush on you. And maybe Spirit's bringing that up because you wouldn't take the hint, you know? Like, oh, you're a painter? Can you teach me how to paint sometime? They don't care about painting. They just want to spend time with you. It's like that kind of vibe. I shouldn't say they don't care, but they wouldn't ask someone else to teach them how to paint. Like, it's because they want to see you. They want to be with you. Yeah. Okay, we have the Three of Wands. That's so funny. I was talking about all the matches getting lit at the same time, and that's exactly what we see here. But I do like that this is a waning moon because it means that the energy is calming down. So it seems like you're entering the year with a bang, where like all of your projects are taking off at the same time, all of your manifestations are coming at the same time. And then here, with the Three of Wands, we've established some stability, we've established a routine, and now things are dying down and things are calming down. This is, I think, when you're going to really see the fruits of your labor. There could be a lot of money coming in around this time. This is actually Sun in Aries, so around March or April, a big sum of money could be coming in, especially passive income. You could also be getting good news about your relationship or your connection around this time of like, we're gonna move to the next level. So, and this is kind of giving the feeling of you have been wanting to move things to the next level, but you just had so much going on. And so you're waiting for things to die down a little bit. And as soon as they do, as soon as they do, that's when you can start moving forward in your relationship. And the reason I said is because the way you so quickly start focusing on your relationship when things die down just shows how serious you were about it and how much you and your person wanted it. And I'm trying to think of an example, but like, okay, let's say you and your person are talking about moving in together and they say, oh yeah, that would be great, but I know you have a lot going on right now, so maybe we should wait until things calm down in your life, and then we can start looking for places together. And so the fact that as soon as your life calms down, your person brings it up again. Oh, now that things calm down in your life, we could start looking for a place together. It's just so endearing because you know that they really meant it and it wasn't just an excuse. Because somebody could be like, oh, you're so busy right now. Like, let's think about this later. You're so busy. And what they really mean is like, I'm not ready to move in. I don't want to move in. And maybe they're trying to buy time or like make an excuse. And I don't know. I'm not saying your person would do that. I think it's very sweet to see how eager they are to do the things you've been talking about, such that as soon as your life calms down, there they are and they're ready. I don't know. It's very sweet. They're literally like waiting for you and they're ready at any moment. And something about that is very, very sweet. We have 2 cards came out at the same time, the Moon and the Seven of Swords. I like these 2 together because the Moon can often talk about like getting in your head, second guessing yourself, and the Seven of Swords talks about deceit and BS. So it kind of means that whoever is getting in their head with worries and insecurities needs to know that it's all BS. The Moon is like, what if I'm not good enough? What if I don't deserve this? What if I'm not ready for this? What if it goes wrong? And just really getting in that kind of, getting stuck in that dead end thinking. And it's all deceit. It's all deception. Is this cold feet? No, it's not cold feet. Ace of Swords. So we're still going through with it, but we're starting to feel worried that we're not going to do a good job. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going with the example of moving in together. This is not a getting cold feet about moving in. It's that we're going through with the plans, but then someone starts having these thoughts about, oh my gosh, we're going to live together now. What if they get sick of me because we're spending so much time together? It's that kind of like insecure, self-deprecating thoughts, Oh, they're going to get sick of me. Or what if they don't like the way I keep things in the house and then I stress them out and they don't want to live with me anymore? It's that kind of thing. And it's all your own mind playing tricks on you. Exactly. So, and it's very interesting. This is going to be a very interesting time for you. And I like that that's the word that's coming to me, because it means that you're not identifying with these insecure thoughts. You're not letting them control you. You're just aware of them. You're just aware of them. And it's very interesting to you because you're literally at the top of your game. Everything's working out for you right now. Everything you touch turns into gold. You're very successful. You're gaining recognition. You're making money. You're making passive income. And yet, even at the top of your game, your brain can still be on their bullshit. And I think it's just this moment of realization of nobody is immune to having thoughts like this. And so it's a very sobering realization I'm hearing, because we tend to look up to these people who are doing really well. Maybe, I don't know, celebrities, successful business people, superstars. And we're like, oh, their life must be so awesome. Or like, they must be so confident because they have it all. And you're realizing firsthand, like, yes, you could have it all and have everything going for you. And your brain's still going to be a little shit sometimes, for lack of a better word, and be like, what if my partner doesn't like me? Sorry, I don't mean to use a mocking voice like that, because these doubts can be very real and they can really shake us, but it's like your primitive brain just, what is it called? Just rattling off. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Just rattling off silly things. And I don't know, there's something sobering about being like, you could be the most successful person in the world. You could be a superstar who just got off the stage where like 50,000 people were screaming for them and are obsessed with them. And then they go home and they're like, am I good enough? Like, nobody is immune to it. You know what I mean? And so I think it's actually reassuring, this idea of like, I think actually the idea of if you're doing everything right, you won't doubt yourself. If you're doing everything right, you won't have these negative thoughts. I think that is actually more harmful. Whereas you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm having these thoughts. I'm aware of them. It happens. It happens. We're human, you know? And then you just let them pass through because you're not in resistance to them. Oh, I love that. It's growth. It's healing. Yeah, so you're moving to a higher level of commitment with your person, and you might have some insecure thoughts about that at first, but you're not going to identify with them too much, and you're just going to let them pass on through, and they're not going to affect the relationship. You might not even bring them up to your person because that's how insignificant you find them. I mean, you can bring it up to them, of course, but you may not feel like you need to. Let's get one more. For the end of the year, we have the Four of Pentacles. Something about holding this bouquet of flowers made me think of the wedding. You know, when the bride, there's that tradition where the bride throws the bouquet of flowers behind her back and they say whoever catches it is gonna get married next. Looking at these hands grasping the bouquet like that, it did make me think of that. So by the end of this year, you could be literally married, you could be engaged, you could be talking about marriage with your person, but the Four of Pentacles is really grounded, it's really stable. It's the most like tangible, I guess, the most tangible form of commitment. So something's happening around the end of 2025 to make you feel very, very safe and very, very settled in this relationship, this feeling of like, this is it. And Four of Pentacles also has this message of holding on to something very tightly. So you feel very secure in this connection. You know, I got you, you got me, we're not going anywhere. That's going to be very clear to you at the end of this year. That is so sweet. So you're right to not pay too much heed to these intrusive thoughts passing through, because by the end of the year, you're going to be like, oh, that was nonsense. You know, of course my person wants to be with me. Of course my person is choosing me. Ooh, lovely. Especially in the last few days of the year, I feel. Yeah. So that's everything I'm seeing. We're going to go into the extended now, where we see what would help you manifest the love life that you want. What would be something that helps you manifest these beautiful energies, and what would be something that hinders your manifestations. We are going to see what time or multiple times of the year will be the most significant for your love life in 2025 and why, what's going to happen at those times. And then for my people who don't have a person, we're going to see the long-term potential of this new connection And for people who do have a person, we're going to see the long-term future of this relationship. So if you would like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. We have over 100 now and new ones every month. So that will be linked down below. My music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, to anyone else who appeared in this reading, to your higher selves, your spiritual teams, your guides, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And as I'm saying that, the camera really wants to focus on this card, so maybe you have some dog spirits who are watching over you. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I wish you a wonderful 2025, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.